What? Allow me to play devil's advocate for a second.
He wants smoke. I'll bring the matches.
When it comes to pop culture and fun, we're the whole deal.
Hey. Friday coming. Friday coming. Friday coming. Friday coming. Friday coming. Friday coming. Rah. Shout out to Uncle Luke, man. He ran for a public office in Miami, and enough people did not show up to move the needle to get him elected into public office. And that makes me sad.
What had happened was they redrew the districts.
Mm-hmm.
Debbie Wasserman Schultz, who's a famous white woman, Jewish woman, has been in politics for a very long time, used to run the DNC. Instead of rerunning in where her district was against other white people, she decided to go to the one of the few black districts left and went over there, and she had the greater name recognition. So there was 4 of the black people that ran. The vote was split. So she got 30,000. The next person got 15,000. Luke got 8,000. So it was split. So she ended up winning. So there's a lot of people side-eyeing her. You could have ran and used your big star name against the white people, and we could have kept that as a black district, and then maybe we could have taken another, a red seat to blue. I don't know but the gerrymandering continues to help the Republicans and the others.
Yeah, that would have been a really good time for him to go back to his old name, Luke Skywalker. Because on name recognition alone, I mean, the lady you mentioned, I heard of her for the first time today. But Luke Skywalker, everybody knows him.
She has
listen, you want to vote to bring balance to the force. I'll tell you that for sure.
Big facts, man. Shout out to everybody pulling up in the chat. Ray Bush, I see you. 022, we see you. Big sis Chris, what's a guan? Marcy Rose, G. Gaston.
Wow.
Okay. Love to see y'all, man. So much going on. Where do you want to begin? Oh, I do got a little feed me situation for y'all, right? Hold on.
Feed me. Feed me. Feed me.
So, my bad. Pump fake. Yo, it was so dope. It was about like if all the memes lived all on one street. I'll refind it and I'll re-upload it again. But it was quite the vibe. But with no further ado, let's talk about some Puff Date.
That beautiful graphic.
It sure is, Tanner. Now, the Tupac murder trial is underway in Las Vegas, and now Diddy's name has officially come up in court testimonies. Now, a retired detective testified that Dwayne Keffe D. Davis previously told investigators that Diddy allegedly offered money to have Tupac, Shakur, and Suge Knight killed. But don't listen to me talk about it. Listen to the man who was on the stand.
Sean Puffy Combs was supposed to have given money to Zip Martin to give to Mr. Davis for payment of the Tupac murder. Fast forward, we go to Mr. Davis. He says he can rekindle that relationship with Mr. Zip Martin and get him to talk about the money that was given from Sean Puffy Combs to Mr. Martin that never got to Mr. Davis. Mr. Davis flew to New York so Mr. Davis can work undercover to try to rekindle that friendship and business relationship with Zip. From what we gathered from Mr. Davis told us, he passed him off to his nephew, meaning Zip passed him off to his nephew to do business with him. Zip had cancer or something like that. He was sickly. He said he wasn't in the business no more, something like that. So it didn't work.
So if this story sounds a little familiar to some of y'all in the chat, it's because these are things that people have been saying for years, but hearing it under oath makes it hit differently, especially when it's coming from a person that's connected with law enforcement. Now, Keffe D has pleaded not guilty, and his defense is challenging the credibility of statements he's made over the years, essentially arguing that he exaggerated and changed his stories for attention and money. So I don't know, man. My whole thing is why would you even remotely loosely cop to something that is so near and dear to so many people? Because I feel like this puts a target on your back. Because there's a lot of crazy rabid fans on both sides of that fence, Biggie side and Pac side, seemed like a little more so on the Pac side, right? That would completely like put a cannonball size hole in the head or back of any person that they felt was still left standing that had something to do with this man no longer being here.
Isn't it crazy that this many years have gone by and the case is still not? There's been no justice really for it. This many years.
Blows my mind.
Yet if you run a red light in Texas, I mean, right away. You know what I mean? I don't know. Murder.
It is.
Too.
You're so right. You're so right, Claudia. You were talking about it earlier. We were talking about it earlier this week under the context of like one of the guys, I forget who's on the stands, talking about, I don't want to be a snitch. I don't want my words to be used to put that
Mob
person.
James.
Yeah. And it's just like, I feel like there's a renewed attention onto this because the Puffy documentary that came out on Netflix, I think they talked about this a little bit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so they sort of insinuated this is the whole thing. And for it to, like you said, HK, for it to come out of the mouth of a law enforcement officer, that's evidence now in the court of law. When are they going to subpoena Puff?
So this was what gets you into a deeper conversation, like not pointing particular fingers, but I feel like there are some people who are informants. There are people who have certain levels of protection because of things that they may have cooperated with and on in the past. Because like with a crime and a trial like so heavy as this one, even if it was like 17 years after the fact, you would think someone giving you this type of information would at least make you pull some people in just to give them a tough talking to. And the fact that the streets have been whispering these sentiments for years, and we are just now getting to hear it in a courtroom is mind blowing. You gave a lot of these people the opportunity to die on their own.
Yeah.
It
kind of makes me feel like law enforcement had more to do with it then, right? Because like the lack of like urgency to kind of get to the bottom of it. It seems like I feel like there's a gray area where there's a little bit of streets involved and a little bit of law enforcement involved. That's what I think.
No, definitely. Because even like more so, I think on the Biggie murder side of things, because LA was under the LA Rampart police department was under so much scrutiny and so many different lawsuits that like one more thing would have been like, yo, we're bankrupt. We have no more money. They could not lose another like civil case at that point. So there was a lot of dirty cops that worked for them that like was moonlighting for other people for money. I mean, because like, yo, these people from like in some situations affiliated neighborhoods that still had affiliation in those neighborhoods and was still doing favors for people. And yo, man, the only thing is they put on a different uniform to go to work.
Facts. I wonder if we'll ever really get to know what really happened to both Biggie and Pac.
And I do feel like in my heart of hearts that the shooters of both of these people are no longer with us.
Yeah.
Biggie's questionable because like there's a name that keeps coming up in that one, and that person actually recently appeared at the court case for the Pac thing. But it's just wild, man. It's just wild that we can't get the justice we're seeking.
It is crazy. And it's like, let's just run down that rabbit hole for a second and say you're 100% right. Like both the men who committed those crimes are gone. There are other men who are well aware, right? And it goes back because we were talking about the accomplice thing. Like if you and I are riding around in the vehicle and out of nowhere and without premeditation and without telling you, I throw a gun out the window and I kill someone on purpose. Like that's the person I was trying to kill. You were just in the car. You were just an innocent bystander at the time. It's got nothing to do with you. But if I say, yo, HK, we're about to go do XYZ. You want to come with me? And you go, yes. And you get in the car in and of your own volition, then you are an accessory. And I also think that's one of those things where it's like, if you are impeding justice and the justice for the murder of a human being for 30 years now, like I feel like you deserve what's coming to you.
And if the people that did it died running, talk about it, spill it.
Yeah.
Is that still a snitch if you telling someone that's dead?
Well, that's what Keffe D did. It's like, yo, my nephew shot him. And, but because he, like, as Santa was saying, you were also an accomplice in that car. Because the deal he had worked out, that plea deal he had worked out, that was with the LA Police Department. It was Vegas that dragged his ass back in to, to testify, stand trial for, or it might be the other way around. He might have worked out a deal with Vegas, but it was in LA. Whatever one. Like he didn't have the coverage he thought he had, and he just went running his mouth, and now he's like, oh yeah, no, I was just saying that for entertainment purposes only. But the life or death of a human being, especially a loved one, or any human being for that matter, is not for anybody's entertainment purposes.
Yeah. Speaking of life, happy birthday to Christina 6104. Happy birthday. We love you.
See you. What's up, Christine?
More life.
Yeah.
Yo, here we go. G. Gaston says they should have had this trial right after the crime. Most likely, more people involved would have been alive. 100%.
And the memories, like imagine it being asked like intricate details about something from 30 years ago. I can barely remember what I did yesterday. Like, what did I do yesterday? I don't know. It involved Benadryl though.
I feel you. Yeah. Everything, the rear view memory gets hazy unless it was something like really, really fun and memorable.
Yeah. Christina, what you gonna do for your birthday?
Inquiring minds want
What
to know.
you gonna do for your birthday?
Okay.
Oh, that means a lot, Miss Marie Campbell. We'd rather you be here with us. Like, hey, listen, one thing that we're not doing while we're here with you guys is spending money either. So, like this,
That's true.
You're protecting us from ourselves.
Yeah. This is true.
Facts.
What's up with Tia Mowry? What's happening with that?
I was gonna say, speaking of spending money, y'all know this wonderful woman here, this Tia Mowry. She's got them kids, and a lot of y'all got kids, and it's time for those kids to go back to school. She showed us how she's feeling in this video right here.
Bye, guys. Mommy loves you. Have a great time in school, okay? Oh, babies, I'm gonna miss you. Bye, 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 bye.
I'm laughing like, I'm like, let me post my little pic. I'm like, let me show off my fit. I'm like, look broke, you wish.
Yo, what is it? What is that feeling of freedom? HK, you got kids. Neither me or CJ do. What is that feeling of freedom like when those kids are suddenly back in school in the fall?
Because my kids go to 3 different schools, it's not even a feeling of freedom. It's like, God, dog, man, I go to school with y'all too. Can I get a degree? Because, like, yo, man, like there's so much running around and jumping through hoops, and don't have a kid that does like sports or things like that, particularly football. Like, if you have a kid that's in football, that is the equivalent of that school saying F you and your plans, adult. You're on the team too. You might as well give me a uniform so I can play or do something useful. Cause like, yo, man, like I be able to get them dropped off like between 6 and 6:30 in the morning. And this is even before school started. He just went to school for real yesterday, right? But 2 months before school started, he was going to practice at 6 o'clock in the morning with an 11:30 pickup on some days, a 6 p.m. pickup on other days. And I think we're breaking him out of school early today. So he don't have to, we broke him out of school earlier today, so he didn't have to stay for a long time. Because if we didn't do that, then we would have been picking him up at 6:30 at night too. Sucks.
Our Willie says, cannot wait until my daughter goes back to school. Jeez, at least one day, at least day one will be peaceful. Yo, both of my sisters have a bunch of kids, and it's like when they get them off to school, it's like their sanity level goes back up into the normal.
I think I just came up with another T-shirt name.
What's that? What is it? What we got?
Well, I need the words. I have the graphic, the logo, but I need the words. If you don't want your kids in sports, you must abort.
Oh, wow. Like,
that's a football inside the stomach, the uterus, and then there's a line through it. No?
I mean, hey.
See, it's abstract a little bit. So that's a football inside. Like, that's the mother. She doesn't look happy. And then there's a future athlete.
Yeah, it's a future athlete.
Yeah, take a picture of that and send it to me if you don't mind, and I'll make that. Maybe we do a promo with Planned Parenthood or something.
Big Sis Chris says, my grandbaby, who I usually just started pre-K. It's an adjustment, but I'm free. Yo, that's what my youngest sister was talking about. She had 3 kids under 3 to begin with. And so there was a kid in the house nonstop for like 8 years. And then when the youngest one finally got old enough to go to some sort of school, it's like she became a regular person again. They weren't stressing her the heck out.
There's no nuts or orgasm that feels to me that would feel good enough to hear all the noise that kids make. They're always talking and squealing, and I sprained my ankle, runny nose, pee in the bed, eating up all your food. I made a turkey the other day, right? Just a turkey.
Uh-huh.
I've been eating off that for days. Like turkey sandwiches. I walk to the kitchen, don't even have to get dressed. I have sun chips and turkey sandwiches for breakfast, ice cream for lunch, beef jerky, and hamburger helper for dinner. It is amazing the amount of freedom I have. I can spend money. I can go waste money at the casino. I don't feel bad that some kid's not going to get some goddamn uniform. Head crack.
Yeah.
If the kids are watching right now and your wife, tell the truth. It's kind of annoying being a father, right? Is it annoying?
No, it's not. Like I say this with my glasses off.
It's not annoying for real. Come on,
It's
Fred.
the only thing keeping me alive at this point.
So they are annoying, but you feel
No.
guilty.
HK's a family man.
No, like I'm just saying, like, yo, listen, man. Like, if it wasn't for them, like, yo, like, man, listen.
So you like your kids now?
love my
You
kids,
always
yeah.
like them though? Were they?
Yo, there comes a pocket in time where like you don't like all of your kids evenly.
It seemed like around 7, 8, 9 when they were annoying and they got the missing teeth, like when they were like kind of ugly, kind of awkward, 1 foot in of being a kid and a teen. Like that's when they look all deformed.
Nah, it's the emotions that, like, I mean, particularly boys go through, I think, where they just go through a pocket of time where like they're just knuckleheads and it just takes a lot to get through to them. I don't know what it's like to raise girls. I would hear the horror stories, like, you know, from my dad or whatever, or like my other siblings, right? But like, yeah, man, like all I know is boys, and yeah, like each one has gone through that.
What? Oh no, are we losing HK?
Oh no.
No,
See,
you with us?
That's because his kids are siphoning off his internet probably right now.
I don't even think they made it home yet.
Messing with the bandwidth. I share it with no one. What do you mean, Chris or Renee? It's more annoying being a cat owner. Are you serious? I haven't wiped an ass ever in my life. I've never wiped an ass ever in my life.
Not a single one.
Not a single ass has been wiped by these hands.
Oh, Janice, thank you so much. Nah, yeah,
You are
nah.
a good dad.
I live in these grocery stores. I really do.
I also have never wiped an ass. So, we got
I don't
Kelly
believe that.
Stackton saying
I don't believe that for you. I feel like you would probably shave your girl and wipe her ass.
my
Yeah. Yep.
like my girl.
Would you
Like-
trust a girl to shave you? I mean, will you trust a guy to shave you?
Me? Hell
Yeah.
no. I can't even trust what they say. Never mind with a razor blade by my cooch. Hell no.
I don't even trust the words coming out of their mouth.
Yeah, they
Claudia, I feel
lie.
like we had this conversation one time. I feel like they attacked you with lasers.
Oh yeah, I use lasers. So
Yeah.
only the gray hairs powered through.
The ultra strong grays.
Uh-oh.
Well, for those of y'all sending your kids off to school, you know, we got a lot of love. We're sending y'all's ways. You're doing good, doing all the good in the world. Oh, okay, wait, hold up here. What was this one? I've helped raise kids in my 20s. No, I do not want any of my own. I was good with that experience.
I'm saying.
Some people are really good at being uncles and aunties. Like I always thought my aunt Lisa would have kids, but like nah, like she had me for a bunch of years.
It was
And
good.
yeah, and she's like, yo, that was enough. We're good.
Well, segue. Speaking of unprotected sex, Charlie Sheen sets the record straight on how he got a disease. He sat down and talked about his life, and of course, the topic of his HIV status came up, and he wanted to set the record straight on how he did not catch the disease. Well, kind of. Check it out.
Say sex with men, you immediately think of like butt sex. I mean, sorry to be graphic, but that's kind of like where the mind goes, right?
Yeah.
And it wasn't that. So I don't want to be like, okay, I did this thing, but that part of it didn't happen but it didn't. You know what I'm saying? And so I don't know that matters, but that's the only part of it that I'm like, it wasn't full-fledged, man. It was that like you'll experiment with in college, you know? I never went to college, so maybe that explains it. But it's not a shame thing.
Was it the drugs that made you curious, or were you curious before the drugs and the drugs gave you the confidence?
Yeah, that's a good question. I sitting here, I don't really know. Absolutely the drugs, because there's two schools of thought that the drugs, you know, open doors that are already somewhere in that house, or that they create them. You know, it never happened without. without the insane amounts of crack. So
Really?
no, you know.
What's your best guess as to how you contracted HIV?
Probably in that pocket of time with the experimentation with the thing. And I don't really ever say that in the book or the doc, but there's a reason in the book that it does fall into that, as far as the chronology goes, into that specific window, into that moment.
And
Yeah.
what gives you the confidence that it happened then?
Because I didn't have it before that, and then found out I had it right after that.
Was he on crack during that interview? He answered. He danced all the way around that. So he's saying he was on to mess with men. He had to be on. He was on drugs, lots of crack. But he doesn't say. He said, "Nope. Oh, that's where I draw the line. It wasn't butt sex how I got it." But then it doesn't explain. He's trying to act like he didn't get pegged in. He didn't get it in the butt.
Or maybe he was getting domed from somebody who was wearing braces.
And then he had a cut on his penis.
Wow.
That's hard to get that. That's very.
But there's
hard.
so there's no HIV or AIDS in saliva.
No, I'm saying, but if the person had braces, it is like, imagine like if you grabbed a sausage and dragged it against a cheese grater. It's braces. And maybe that's how he got it, or maybe the other way around. Like, I mean,
Blood, like blood from a sausage.
yeah, blood
Well,
sausage.
like that's sort of the thing, is like there's no HIV or AIDS in saliva. And so it's not transferable from the kiss. And so even if you had cut your thumb and you put it into the mouth of someone with AIDS, you will not get AIDS because there's no saliva. There's no AIDS in saliva.
Who tested this? AIDS.
I'm gonna tell you this right now. He got it in one of two ways.
Okay.
The way that a lot of people who get it, who enjoyed the recreational activities that he did, got it from sharing needles.
Sounds about right.
That's a high chance of getting it there. Or he there's a membrane, and there's a handful of mucous membranes on the body. One of them is famously exacerbated through butt stuff. And so he was either in someone or they were in him.
They were in him.
It's one of those two. It's needles or the meat needle. That's it. That's it.
He missed all his other stuff, but like butt sex is where he draws the line.
Yeah, that is wild. He draws the line there. I mean, hey.
I have his book because he hosted an event in Dallas I went to. And I got his book, so I want to go through it and see about the butt sex chapter.
I mean, my thing is like when people are in this position, they have the opportunity to be the cautionary tale that makes people just take their life a little bit more seriously as it goes on. I remember when Eazy-E found out he had it, he made a big statement through his lawyer, like, hey man, listen, I want to let y'all know the truth about AIDS and HIV, man. Like, don't be like me. Paraphrase that, but yeah, like, you gotta kind of like let people know, man, like, because there's some people who are ignorant to the fact, because it doesn't get pounded through your eyelids like it used to be back in the 80s and 90s. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Like, if you don't see Magic Johnson coughing, you think everything okay. And when I say coughing, not coffin, but you know what I'm saying, like, you think everybody's okay. But listen, these people got money to live long. Not everybody has the money for the best meds. And I know PrEP is a thing. But still, you got to protect yourself out there, man, because it's not eradicated.
It's not. So we all see that he's full of crap, right?
Yeah.
It's a weird thing to try to draw a distinction in, because in trying to draw the distinction, he's just drawing more attention to the fact. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's like, I didn't do butt stuff. And then we're like, well, how'd you get AIDS? Well, you either did butt stuff or you shared needles. That's it. And he probably shared needles. He was talking about like, oh, every single time it happened with like meth or heroin or whatever it was. I guarantee you there was needle sharing going on there. And then I would gamble the very next thing that happened after that was other needle sharing.
Yeah, he said
Human
crack
Eater.
though. He said wasn't crack his drug?
He did say crack, man.
He said a lot of crack. I would think it'd be more embarrassing to say crack, but I feel like a lot of people, like especially your cousins, Tanner, they don't. There's not this. I don't feel there's as much stigma when they say they do crack. It's almost like, yeah, I'm a recovered crack addict, and everyone's like, oh, that's great that you overcame that. You know what I mean? Like y'all don't be getting called Pookie and all that. You know what I mean? We do.
Yeah, like it's not as much of a punchline. You know,
Yeah, it's like
Hold on just a second. Like, so is all right. The only reason I know the word Pookie is because I went to school with a wonderful black woman. Her name was Hazel Marshall. She was great.
Okay.
Love Hazel. I haven't seen her in a long, long time. But Hazel's nickname was Pookie. But I don't think she was doing those drugs.
well, ever since New Jack City,
yeah.
and Chris Rock just killed that role as the best crackhead ever in cinematic in history on camera. Pookie, the name Pookie will forever be tied to crack.
But
Forever.
but Hazel, everybody was calling Hazel Pookie. This is like, I don't know.
She should have
The
changed
early
it.
90s.
Well, New Jack City came out in 91.
Yeah, that was right
Dang it.
around the time. So
I don't think she was doing it.
she
though.
took the name after the movie came out.
Well,
Sounds like
Pookie was a term of endearment name.
Yeah.
But then when Pookie Chris Rock came out, all of a sudden, like, oh, yo, you getting your Pookie on. It'd be calling me, man. It'd be calling me, man.
Yeah.
Dang.
If my nickname I came out in 1991 or 90 and the movie came in 91, I'm not that attached to that nickname. Like by that time, like we changed the name. Don't call me Pookie anymore.
Mhm.
So she liked it, right?
Yeah, I mean, it was like, I mean, this is also country Broken Bow. I mean, I'm sure, it's like, I'm sure they'd seen New Jack. I hadn't seen New Jack City, but like, anyhow, I just didn't know.
Yo,
What was the first black movie you saw, Tanner?
How to Be a Player.
Oh, okay.
That's 97. 90, no, 90, yeah, 90, what? Hold on. No, 95, 96.
Got to be somewhere around in there.
Yeah.
90, 95, 96, maybe. I'm not sure. I was driving. Maybe I just started driving.
Shout out to Bill Bellamy and Pierre.
Right. Yeah.
1997. Yeah.
Yeah.
That had a pretty good soundtrack on it,
Oh, it was great.
among other things, man. It was
You
a
guys have
top-
any crackheads in your families?
Yeah, I had a few. And some of them beat it, some of them didn't. It just sucks, man. Like to see somebody deal with like drug issues. Because when you get to the point where you understand it's psychological, like your brain depends on the chemistry compounds of having drugs in your system. It's such a letdown when people relapse. But you just gotta be tough when necessary. And loving when necessary, because a lot of times, people who are addicts, they deal with shame, whether it's like crack, cocaine, alcohol, whatever. They deal with the shame. They don't want to come around because they feel like, oh man, you got love on them, but you also gotta be firm. Let them know, hey, I ain't tolerating this bullshit. No, you can't borrow $20.
Yeah, we had one, and she just wasn't good at whispering at all.
Oh, word.
I was on the bus one time, me and my homegirl, and I was 12, right? 12 or 13, and I saw her, maybe 14, between 12 and 14. I was young, okay? I still was playing with dolls. And I see her name was Penny, on the bus, and she whispers, well, she thought she was whispering, but terrible at whispering, "Are you still a virgin?" It was really funny, but embarrassing. I was like, oh my God, she can't whisper. But she was nice, though. She was a nice lady.
Oh, yeah. You'd be hard pressed to find like a crackhead with a bad attitude.
Yeah. By the way, no, I haven't seen Juice. I'm going to put that on the list. We had one in my family. Oh, no, is that a bad miss? Hold on. Maybe I have seen it. Let me see.
Come on, man. Tupac, Omar Epps, Smalls from Lean on Me, Jermaine Hopkins.
Maybe I've seen it. Hopkins. I don't know.
Man, you got to come
out. That came out slightly early for me. I would have been 10.
91. That's another 91 joint.
Yeah. I don't know that I saw that one. What I was going to say is like sometimes 92. Sometimes these people, sometimes it's also like there's a projection that they aren't on drugs. You know what I'm saying? Or a projection of confidence because they're trying to make up for something. Like they feel a certain lacking on the inside. That's the thing that's driving them to the drugs, but they don't want anyone to know. So they project a certain kind of confidence. We have one in my family, and it's just like I said, where I'm from is like so rural, so sort of like country, a lot of people very unassuming, and like you can live in a small town and not get exposed to enough things that gives you the education to identify certain clues when you see them. Whereas like the three of us and anybody living in the city might recognize what a really long pinky fingernail means. And other people who've never been exposed to that culture don't recognize it. And so I was at a family wedding this has been a long time ago now, but it's one of those things where my family was like, oh, so-and-so is acting a little funny tonight and being a little more social and a lot nicer than, many of the years in the past. And when I went to go give that person a hug and I'm talking to them and they're sort of talking with their hands, I noticed that really long pinky nail. And so I knew, and no one else they'd clocked the pinky nail, but they didn't know why. Right. And so it's like, I don't know. It's tricky. I think it touches everybody. Drugs touches every family one way or the other.
Some way, size, shape, or form, man.
Yeah.
Crack just seems like such a commitment.
Not as committed as heroin, because you got to buy the little like tie up rope, get the needles, or like burn a spoon. It seems like it's a lot of setup that goes with heroin.
So I told you about my cousin who ran the dispensary down there in between Broken Bow and Idabel, way down in the southeastern corner of Oklahoma. She said the number one thing that she sold more than anything were the pipes that people would use for crack, and then the little lighters for them.
Damn.
That's the number one thing that she sold out of that dispensary. And that just goes to show you, like, even in like some real town, small rural areas,
it's a cheap high. I think that's why so many people, that's why like it sells itself if you get on it, man. That's why, like, man, I don't even smoke cigarettes, fam.
I never even tried a cigarette.
Yeah.
Because once you start to understand like the addictive like what makes things addictive. When you're a kid, you like, well, just stop. You don't understand it. But then when you see enough people go through it, you're like, you know what? Okay, yeah, I think I kind of get it. Because even when I was like, like stressed out, smoking weed a lot, your brain kind of craves it because it calms your nerves down. You know what I mean? And yeah, you gotta chase it. Oh, I want to get as high as I got the other day. And you gotta figure it out.
I knew someone that was hooked on heroin. He said the first time he tried it, it was like the best, most euphoric high ever. Felt so good. And then you never get that high again. You're just chasing it. And then it hurts when you get off it.
Yeah, people being like with the methadone clinics, because like you get sick trying to get it out of your system. It's like, man, I don't understand. TVJ, I used to work in a corner store. I was like, where'd they go?
Sorry.
I used to work in a corner store. People used to come and get those glass pipes. Yeah, and that's crazy because, like, you think people are embarrassed to go get condoms. You like, just imagine like when people, like, everybody know what you're going to get that pipe for. Like that part's crazy. Yeah, both my parents smoked squares. Right? Yeah, like, man, like cigarette smoke used to make my eyes itch. Like both my parents used to smoke. My dad almost stopped smoking cigarettes. Now he back on the new ports. He back on them ports.
I don't see how you'd ever want to try it. Like, the smell of it is so gross.
I don't get, but it's that calming factor. Like I'll never. One time, like for like 4 weeks, I was chewing Nicorette gum, just out of the blue. Like I wasn't even trying to give cigarettes. It's just I went to the store one day, they didn't have no regular gum. I was like, yo, let me get them Nicorettes. And I was chewing it. I was like, yo, this is kind of good. I like it.
I also think with smoking, there's like a social connotation, or at the very least, I remember it being there in the 90s. And I know the young kids are starting to smoke cigarettes again. I know the cigarettes are making a comeback versus vapes a little bit, which has been a very interesting thing. But it's like back, and then it was a little counterculture. So you could kind of like opt into being like a little rebellious by smoking a cigarette, which would buy you a little cultural cash in a way that, like, if you weren't a part of that club, you wouldn't have,
Yeah. Our condolences to you, Marcy Rose.
Yeah.
Man. Addiction is a tough thing to battle, man. Just can't stop loving on the folks that, for who they were, for what they were,
If you could try a drug, right, and not get addicted to it, just to see what it feels like, and there would be no repercussions afterwards, which would you try?
LSD.
LSD, okay. Tanner, you've tried a couple, haven't you?
What?
You've definitely done cocaine, 1,000%.
I don't know.
How dare you? White person in California.
How dare you, Claudia Jordan?
Every white man in the business does cocaine, and some of the brothers are catching up as well.
Listen, just because I may have liked a white girl in the past doesn't mean I like the white girl.
Sugar
Yeah.
does everything that drugs do. I saw a documentary list last night from the doctor. Yeah,
Big facts.
there's drugs in food. There's a reason why, like, you want a
Yes.
hamburger,
Yeah.
or like, oh, it's like, ooh, pie.
If I knew something wouldn't happen, I would probably try Coke because I would never in real life. I'm scared of it, and a lot of my friends have done it, and they like say it gives them all this energy and whatever. Tanner, does it give you a lot of energy?
I've got a Coke Zero in the fridge, and
I bet you do, but I don't know if it's
yeah.
zero.
Yo, like,
Zero? What?
for me, Len Bias and his sudden death was like, oh hell no. Like, you know what I mean? Like, for those that don't know, he was a player who got drafted to the Boston
Okay.
Celtics, and like, he was supposed to be the next Michael Jordan. And
First
died.
game, right? First game, I think.
Yeah, some to that effect. Like, he didn't even get a chance to really get it popping, man. And that's just like that was just mind blowing, man. I was just, when you see enough examples of what not to do, you don't do it.
T-Bird 1230 says mushrooms. Who's done mushrooms here? I have.
Mushrooms.
Tanner's like light work.
Listen. I mean, look. I don't know. Is this that episode where we break down like, all right, so here's what you're gonna do?
The day they stop being dare kids.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
dare to try everything. Hold on. Oh, we got some dope stories here. I was at a white party at a white dude's house. Y'all was about 20. He had guns and coke, and he said coke is the rich man drug. I was just drinking and smoking weed at the time. Ricky Beavers.
Why they gotta shit on you? Why they tell you like this is the rich man's drug? You over there doing weed? You know what I mean, like, just do your drugs.
Yeah, take this cigarette.
Wait, no, that's the wrong one. Oh, here it is. I tried a bump of coke before, did nothing to me. Never had desire to try anything again. Interesting. Where things get sketchy is there are a lot of chemicals that when they're introduced to the body, if they are done in if the chemicals themselves are clean or in particular from the earth, like, you're most likely going to be fine. Where a lot of things get dangerous is when people see value in that clean something, and then they want to make as much money off of that clean thing as possible. So then they start cutting it. That's where the term comes from. You cut it with other things, and they start putting fillers in because the fillers are cheaper. And so they got more product to sell. I'm not telling anybody anything that they haven't heard before. And that's where things get really dangerous. So,
yeah, I mean, you saw how many people you lost during the pandemic because they was cutting everything with fentanyl, like everything, like weed, coke, everything. Like, that's how DMX went out. Accidental fentanyl overdose.
Fentanyl, that's right.
Yep. I think same thing with Shock G from Digital Underground. Mac Miller as well, man. Like, yo, man, you better know where you're getting your stuff from, or don't do the stuff.
Okay, so side note, just real quick diversion here. The Rooted Femme here says, I'm autistic too. So that could have had something.
I just saw it.
That's okay. That could have had something to do with it. You're 100% right. That could have something to do with it because your brain chemistry is probably slightly different than ours. And that's the whole thing where, like, Adderall is crack. Adderall is an amphetamine, and lots of other different lisdexamphetamine is a thing that can get prescribed for people who like have ADHD and some of these symptoms. And those chemicals, when they hit your brain, act in the exact same manner as other amphetamines, for which cocaine is also an upper. So depending on your biology, this could be 100% the reason why.
So Adderall's crack?
I mean, it's an amphetamine.
So I did crack yesterday.
You do a little amphetamine.
Oh, man.
And you still won't admit to cocaine. You putting crack on me. That's what we're doing here?
Do you think we'll get what Charlie Sheen got?
I have been diagnosed. I've been prescribed ADHD drugs, and I've taken them in pill form.
Look how red he gets. Look at this.
All right, next story. Where are we going here? What do we got to talk about?
Well,
more Tia Mowry?
Help us out here. Raven said my uncle sold tar-looking substance out of an apartment complex laundry room. What was he selling?
Heroin.
Black tar heroin.
Oh, really? That's a thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, we learn something new every day.
Well, speaking of crime, is it time to solve crime?
Let's solve a crime, shall we? Hold on. Let me pull the van up. Whose cousin is it?
Heidi, all right. Today, whose cousin comes straight out of St. Charles Parish, Louisiana. Now, state police were called after seeing a man driving recklessly on Interstate 10.
Yep, the man in question was driving a Toyota Supra, which hit a concrete barrier, causing a tire blowout. Now, police finally caught up to the suspect and pulled him over.
Tanner, that's you. Oh, your mic doesn't work?
Well, damn. They noticed that the suspect seemed impaired, and before they knew it, the man took off running full speed and hopped over the side of the road into a swamp.
Now, the police did not go into the swamp after him, but later saw the suspect walking down the highway after using a drone to find him. There you go. They noticed that he was injured from an alligator attack when he jumped into the swamp.
Now, the suspect was taken to the hospital for treatment to injuries for both his arms before being booked.
He was also wanted on a warrant for a hit and run and careless operation of a vehicle.
He was held on $17,500 bail. Whose cousin is it? Now, I can't chime in.
Louisiana.
This was my story today.
Yeah.
All right, so we're talking about a man from St. Charles Parish in Louisiana.
Okay.
But he was
Toyota.
driving a Supra.
Yeah.
Toyota Supra.
I think this is a white boy.
Do they still make Supras? Or those like classic?
So there is a new Supra. A new Supra came out a couple years ago. And so that's not the storied Supra from back in the day. But I don't know. There's a lot of us and a lot of y'all in Louisiana.
Yo,
It's almost 50. It's almost 50-50.
Yeah.
Like 40-60.
I feel like my man bought the Supra used from a body shop. He might got like one of them old ones, but like, you know, but he got new stuff in it. Like, it's an old car, but it got CarPlay in it.
So we know that the Louisiana is one of the worst states to go to prison in. So you really would like, I'm doing anything to not go to prison in Louisiana because they will give you, they'll put that life jacket on you, you know, for good.
Yo, for real. And his bail was $17,500.
All right, I'm gonna tell you why I think it's my cousin. It's because he was also wanted on a warrant for a hit and run and careless operation of a vehicle. That's a whole other separate thing.
Mm-hmm.
So he's wanted on two different things, and his bail was only $17,000.
But in Louisiana dollars, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like lotto money.
That's Louisiana lotto.
You know the jackpot is $17,500. Damn.
Hey, Kirk, what do you think?
I'm gonna jump out the window and go me and your cousin because of the Supra of it all and St. Charles Parish. When I hear the name Charles, I think of the Bone Thugs song. I miss my Uncle Charles, y'all Crossroads. So yeah, I don't know why those touch points lead me in the direction of.
Okay, so I don't know how to do the van thing here. Let me see. Is it?
I'm gonna just jump out there. I'm gonna say other cousin because while in my heart of hearts, I feel like this is my cousin. I also think that every now and then a curveball comes through and we find out somebody who runs a faux restaurant lives in Louisiana.
You just refuse to blame black people. I love that for you.
I have done it. I have done it.
And I'll add the van in post, so don't worry about it.
Okay. All right. So are we ready to move that van?
Let's do it. Surprise, surprise.
All right. It was other Victor Rivas, a Latino man. I think he was 41 years old, and he ran and jumped in the swamp, and they did not go after him in the swamp. They found him using drones.
Yeah. Hold up. You said Victor Martinez?
Rivas.
Rivas.
Definitely
other
cousin.
Damn. He looks Russian, though, doesn't he? That neck.
A little bit.
He do got a wide neck. Yo, we be forgetting about the other cousins that be in Louisiana. We just think black, white, Creole.
Yeah, I was like surprised about this one. I was like, okay.
Black, white, undecided.
Both arms got bit in the swamp.
Damn,
you got chewed on.
Yeah.
Yo, man, like alligators are just so relentless. You see when they do that death roll, where they try to turn your arm into a Twizzler? You know what I'm saying? Like just twisting and just twisting and twisting.
HK, I saw a video and it was of like somebody who had a like an alligator pen or something like that, or it was like one of those places they were feeding alligators, and it wasn't like it was dangerous, but not like, oh my god, dangerous. Anyhow, they're like tossing out these like chicken breasts and like whole cooked chickens, and this one alligator goes to snatch one, but he like misses and snatches the front leg of the alligator next to him, and then he just goes wham, and he hits the roll. He hits a 360 and yanks that arm off of the other alligator. Starts chomping down the alligator. The other alligator's just like, the fuck, and like dinosaurs, man. Dinosaurs.
Can you? Okay, if an alligator gets a hold of one of my limbs and goes into the roll, wouldn't you just want to be put down? Like, do you want to survive that?
Yeah, you know your quality of life about to be different.
Yeah.
Your arm got twisted up by a gator. You know it's gonna be all kind of infections, and then it's like annoying, and then you're all scared of rivers after that. I'm already scared of rivers. I don't rock with rivers and ponds. I'm like, I would never swim in one of those. Never.
Yeah, like that's what scares me about like even like living in Louisiana, like because if it floods, you know, next thing you know, you neighbors with everybody, right? Like all the particular animals that are good at swimming and walking on land. Like, oh hell no, nah.
Helping side dish. What happened? Don't see helped us.
Oh, I know we've been getting some Twitch subscriptions. Like a Twitch subscription numbers are going up. I think that's what that was in reference to, because we're gonna get close. We're not monetized on Twitch yet, but we're getting close.
We about to be twitching.
About to be twitchy.
Thank you for that.
No, big time, man. Well, yo, man, we appreciate y'all loving on us the way you guys do. Don't forget to like, subscribe. We gonna rinse, repeat, do some amazing things on Monday, which I got up for the weekend.
I'm going to Atlanta on Saturday. I'm working on a film on Monday just for one day. So I'll be there for I might try to get there in the morning. So I'll see if y'all are around. I know I keep saying that and we just never been hooking up, but
you're busy. You're very, very busy.
They're doing lines of cocaine on the weekends. It's hard to get them. Head crack you out there with your kids. It's hard to get us all in the same place.
I'll be outside, man.
Look at Tanner.
That's not true. That's not true, Side Dish Gang. You know what is true? My love for people who got the I Got 5 on It memberships. That's I give them my heart. I snort up all the good news about them that I can find. My love for them cannot be cut or diluted with anything evil. That makes a world of difference, you guys. You guys have no idea. People are talking about a Kick account. Maybe we do need to start streaming on Kick. I don't know.
I keep hearing about Kick. Yeah, it's just so many things.
Blueface and Krishan made 160,000 in 2 days streaming. Right. We got to stop fighting each other and talking trash to each other. I'm sorry. We got to do what we got to do at this point.
We got to just start bringing people on, and then they think the interview is going well and we act real nice, and then we just start talking trash to them out of nowhere.
Yes. And Hannah, you gotta do some lines on camera.
Some reading, some acting lines. That's about all the lines that I know how to do, Claudia. I don't know what you're talking about.
Some Shakespeare.
Some lines of dialogue.
Whatever you want to call it.
Some thick, long lines of dialogue.
Yes. Becky, where art thou? Becky.
What T Fusion talking about, like, the Kick we're talking about is KICK, because I know there used to be a KIK. Like it's Kick, like what you do with a ball, right? Yeah. I remember that one. T Fusion sounds, but it was a different one. And hold on, there was somebody who loved on us with some money earlier. I'm so sorry that we didn't get you earlier. Hold on, it was at the top of the damn show too.
It was a while ago.
Oh man. This is like reading the credits in a Marvel movie going up so fast. Here we go. All right, here we go. We love it on you, love. Here we go. A three-piece. 3, 2, 1.
Marie Campbell, 373. Thank you so much.
Where did we get this
Marie Campbell?
What is this?
Well, I think the first time, like when we did the More You Know, it was like
Eek.
Yeah.
Well, I started doing it because Claudia was doing it. I just liked it. I just thought it was cute.
It's so
like
silly.
The blossoming hands. Like hopefully somebody who's good with graphics can make a word appear in our hands.
Oh, that'd be good. Yeah, Deek or AIDS or whatever. Like all the words are like bad words. It's like never anything like cute.
Word. Right. Well, cool, man. Well, y'all be safe. Have fun. Catch you on the future later.
Bye.